Today's video we are going to draw a landscape very easily. The color palette is already linked in the description below. We're using only about 5 colors. Let's get started. So we're going to go to pastels and then Pat Malone color. From the color section, let's choose this blue, and then we will go over and change the size to about 42, and then just let's actually increase it all the way to 100%, and then just go over the upper part slowly and steadily. Leave some gaps in between, and then we change the color to this yellow. Overlap it just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to add this orange color, reduce the size to 45, and then we're gonna assume that this will be the middle part of our background. And we're gonna copy and paste this, duplicate, and then tap here, flip vertical, and then drop it down to about here. And then we have it. We're going to merge both these two layers together and tap on this icon, the magic wand, and then click on Gaussian blur and just swipe to the right to, I would say, about 21%. So this is our background for today's landscape. Then we're going to add another layer. Tap on this plus icon and change the color to pure black. For the brush, we're going to change it to inks, to sheer water, and then we're going to draw a line in between like this. Actually, it was 100%. Let's reduce the size first to 18%, and then do the thing again. Draw a line in the middle, and then we're going to draw mountains. Let me zoom in the canvas a little bit, and then size it 22, and then just draw random mountains, some with a higher peak, some with a smaller peak. Go just about 3 in here, and then let's fill it with black color. Just tap, drag and drop, and then if you see this white line on the corner, tap it once. Let's try it again. Drag and drop, scroll to the right, and just about this is okay. Since it is a different brush, if you still feel like there are some corners left, you can just go overlap over it like this. Okay, do the same thing for the middle mountain. Drag and drop. Let's do increasing the threshold. Let's fill the sides if there's any missing corners. Same thing for the last mountain over here. Drag and drop. If need be, increase the threshold. And those looks already really good. Okay, and let's add another mountain. Duplicate this layer. So scroll to the left, duplicate, and we are still on the same layer. Click on alpha lock. Let's choose, let's go to this blue color and choose this. I'm gonna add this to the palette as well, and then going back to the same layer, click it once and click fill layer. Now we're gonna click on this arrow And let's move it to the right. See, a little bit more. And let's reduce the size of these mountains. This is good. Then we're gonna make copies of these mountains. So let's make 2, and then let's add some here. You'll have to make sure that you overlap with the other one, otherwise it will look really weird. And that's another one. Let's flip this one, so flip horizontal. And then let's just add these 2 in. Okay, so those are the 2 layers of mountains that we have. If you want to make any changes, definitely go ahead. We're going to merge all these layers together first. So you can either tap on one, merge down. You can do a 1 by 1 on each layer, or you can just, I'll just go back and show you what's the other way that you can do it through. So undo, and then you can pinch all these 3 layers together. So merge it on 1 layer. And then I'm going to remove the alpha lock, and we are still on the same color, same brush, and just fill up the holes if it has any to connect it together, finishing the product. See here. Okay, that really looks good. I feel like we can reverse the colors actually. Let's see. Alpha lock. Let's color this black. And this one, alpha lock. And let's color this as this. Okay, perfect. This looks actually better. So the mountains at the front, we've colored them black, and the one at the back, we have shaded that very light blue. Okay, now our next step is to add sun to this background. So go to layer 2, press on this plus icon, and then we choose this yellow again. And for the brush, we are still on sheer water. And let's draw a circle at the top. A big circle. And change it to circle over here. And then drag and fill in with the yellow shade. Again, as we did before, make sure that any edges are filled in, or if you want, you can just leave it random, however you like. You can resize the sun. But before we resize, actually, let's do one thing. Let's put it like this. Let's go to the magic wand, Gaussian blur, and then scroll to the right to give it that effect. Press on the magic wand to go back in. And then we're going to put the sun behind these 2 mountains. And in order to do that, what we'll do is we'll press and hold layer 4 and move it beneath layer 2, beneath both those. And that's pretty much it. We are going to group these layers together. So the 2 mountains and the sun. Let's add clouds. So plus icon into this group, select the white color, go to our brushes, paints, and then Valia. And then we're going to draw random, and the size we're going to set it at 29 first. So just random strokes of clouds in the air. Make some shorter, some thicker. Increase the size to 42. Some behind, some in front of the mountains. Okay. And then now we are going to invert the scene that we have on the top to reflect on the water beneath. So we've already grouped everything. We're going to swipe to the left, click on duplicate, and then click on this arrow over here, and then make sure it's on uniform and tap on flip vertical. So this basically inverts whatever we had at the top. Now we're just gonna push it at the bottom. Make sure that the bottom actually touches together. If you're not able to do that, go to snapping and turn on magnetics. Try that again. And sometimes it does give you this issue. Just keep tapping at the top like this until it gives you something like this, covering the entire area in between. There you go. And then we're going to reduce opacity for this. We're going to flatten this layer. So tap on it once and click on flatten, and then click on this N, and we're going to reduce the opacity. See how beautiful it looks. I'm going to maximize it here. So it was like this at 100, and we're reducing the opacity to, let's see how beautiful it looks. Let's say about 37%. Looks beautiful. Let's give this a frame. Click on the plus icon to add a frame. Go back to the black color. And then let's go back to ink, sheer water. Let's increase the size all the way to 100. And let's draw a line like this. Hold your pencil in to create a straight line and just fill up whatever corners you have. Do the same on the right. You can also use a symmetry tool if you like, so that it copies on the other side, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like this. And then another line over here at the bottom like this, and then another one on the right to give our painting a border. Go over to layer 4, go to Gaussian blur, and then go to motion blur, and then swipe to the right just a tiny bit. I would say about 12%, and then add another layer on top. Click on the white color, and then let's keep the same brush but reduce size to about 14%, and let's create some water effect in between, just lightly creating waves in the water. So create, like, I would say like a triangle and then a flat layer. If you press the pen a bit harder, it will create thicker strokes. You don't have to cover it entirely. You can always get like pre-made brushes that can give you the water effect, or you can just hand draw and enjoy the process. No need to rush. And then now go back to that layer and reduce the opacity to 55%. And there is your final work. So you've created a very easy landscape in Procreate all by yourself. Be proud, and then we'll see you in the next tutorial. If there's any particular thing that you want me to draw, let me know. And otherwise, we'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye.